Hey, good morning. Sneak a drink of coffee. Sharon here with my daily scare share. I am doing one thing a day that scares me this year, and today's is really pretty interesting and thought-provoking. I've already had a couple of ahas from it, so I'm kind of excited about it. I actually have been sitting here for about 5 or 10 minutes thinking about this and considering it and how it is impacting my life still. What it says, magnifying glass, for day 22. This is actually day 22 of my daily scare share. So I don't know if my daughter's proud of me or not. She might not even know I'm still doing it, but I feel good about doing it. So today, hate is the consequence of fear. We fear something before we hate it. A child who fears noise becomes a man who hates noise. Now, I don't think that's a terrific example, which is what got my mind thinking about this, because babies are only born with two fears. One is the fear of loud noises, and the second is the fear of falling. So I'm not sure that noise or the fear of falling would be a great example to put in this quote, but it's what's in the book, so we'll go with it. I thought of some more examples, and then the assignment is to state my fear as a child and then my hate as an adult. So I had to think about, well, what did I fear when I was a child, and remember back, and then what is a consequence of that now? How is that showing up in my life today? But the other thing I wanted to talk about with respect to this is, instead of the noise and fear, I actually think that one's kind of funny, because one of the best pieces of advice I got when I had my children was, I don't remember even who told me it now. I heard it from more than one source, but they said, make sure that you vacuum under the baby's crib while I had both a he and a she, or he or she are sleeping. So the point was not necessarily to actually vacuum underneath the kids' cribs, but I did do that, by the way. The point is to make sure that they're always around a certain level of noise, so that when you want them to go to sleep, they'll go to sleep, and you don't have to be super quiet or you don't have to have a special quiet environment. They can still sleep, and they can go to sleep just about anywhere. And that, especially when they were babies under 2, was incredibly excellent advice. So again, the noise thing, I can't really get into that, because you're born with the fear of noises, and then you need to learn and be around noises to have them not affect you, or to teach and train your brain to filter out what is fear and scary and what isn't. But the other thing that got me thinking about this, as I was trying to think of examples, is fear of a particular group of people, or a type of people, or a way of thinking that is different than your own, or different than my own. If you are growing up and you have a particular experience with a group of people that are different than you, or if you have, say, an abusive parent, you may grow up never wanting to be a parent, or you may grow up hating because you have a fear of everyone that falls into the category. And I'm talking, let's say, minorities, because that's an easy one. I don't want to piss anybody off, but let's say you have a bad experience with a particular minority group where you grow up and where you live. And then when you grow up, you decide that you hate all people of that particular minority group. Well, that's your choice, and you can decide that. Not a very open choice, but that might be why you hate a particular group of people. However, how many people do you know that have never had an experience or a bad experience with anyone in a particular minority, but they automatically hate that minority group and talk badly of them? The vast majority of the people that have an issue with any minority group or any belief system, I mean, if you hate people with a different sexual orientation than you, did you actually have an experience with someone of a different sexual orientation than you have? Or is it just hearsay and rumors? Or is it someone else's beliefs and feelings that you've attracted over the years, and you've just adopted those beliefs because you've heard them a lot and you think that that's right, or the way it is? So this exercise and this daily scare share was really eye-opening for me. You know, it's interesting that I say about the noise, and then the example that I wrote down was my fear of heights, because I have a fear of heights. When I was in grade school, I fell off the jungle gym upside down, or one of these big geometric shaped things. I was hanging on it upside down and I fell off. And so I whacked my head, and I suspect from that experience, I have had a fear of heights. So when it comes to climbing on the roof or even climbing up on high ladders, because I have really high ceilings, to change light bulbs, I can get up anything, but when it comes to climbing down, I just have this overwhelming sense of fear. And so I hate climbing up on high things or doing high tasks. Again, that's kind of not a great one because we're all born afraid of falling. So somehow over the years, I didn't overcome my fear of falling. And I'll tell you what, the older I get, I still hate falling down. I fell down at the park, sprained my ankle a couple times. I fell down last year and sprained my ankle, and it wiped me out, and it triggered a whole bunch of health challenges for like 2 months. And so I do not like falling down. So I was born with that, and I obviously haven't gotten rid of it yet. So that might be one for my daily scare share that I actually have to come up with some strategic ways of overcoming. But think about, what is something that you were afraid of as a child, and how has that affected you as an adult? Now, I have a whole nother subconscious thing that came up to me with respect to this whole climbing up on a ladder thing, which kind of blew my mind this morning. So I'll be working on that and thinking about that a little bit throughout the day and figuring out, okay, boy, is that a leftover fear and belief from childhood, and is it ever time to let that go? So I'll probably do some Ho'oponopono or something, or some tapping to just make sure I clear that out of my system. And you probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and it doesn't even matter. The point is, if you hate something, it's because of fear. Figure out what that fear is and let it go. If you need to figure out where the fear came from, go ahead. I had to think about, why am I afraid of heights? Well, it's because I fell off that dang jungle gym. Excuse me. You know, some people got dropped when they were little kids, and that leads to a whole bunch of fears in your later life. So think about that. If you're brave, share it in the comments below. And of course, I will see you tomorrow with day 23. Not sure what it's going to be because I don't like to look ahead, because I think it's kind of fun to just look in the morning, see what it is, and then kind of see what my daily challenge is. I get excited about it. I don't know if you do, but I'm actually starting to get excited about facing my fears and my comfort zone and doing things that scare me. So if you want to get excited about doing things that scare you, join me. Join me at Facebook.com/customerscatcher. That's where I'm doing this every day. It's just one of my pages on Facebook, and not everybody sees it, so I guess it was less scary for me to pick that page to do it on. So maybe I'll move it to my main page down the road, but for right now, it's on my Customers Catcher page, and that's customers with an S. So you can join me there, or you can just wait and see my video tomorrow. Thanks. Have an awesome day. Bye. Don't be scared.